Hey everybody, this is Ori from AstroWeb, and I'm making this Shopify video for Shopify store owners. And this video is going to talk about how to interact with your developer. What do you need to know? What are the most basic things you need to know of how they develop and how you communicate with them and how you actually deploy new code? So what does that mean, deploy new code? You ask for a certain feature. For example, on my development site, I just want to change all my colors to blue, for example. So what you do is you write out the requirements and you tell them, I want things to be blue, I want this to be blue, I want this to be this blue, I want, etc. Whatever the requirement is. So what you do is you give it to them and then you typically just wait for them to finish it. But there's a really important part that you need to understand, or you should understand, of how they should develop and what you should do in order to keep your website stable and well and not have conflicts between the two. So this is the topic of this video, okay? So what do you need to know? It's really, really simple. When you go to the back end, all of the code changes are in your theme, right? So if you click here on themes right here, you can see your live theme and you can see all these other themes. Typically, you should have a lot of them. Okay. And so what's going to happen is you're going to give the requirement to the developer and they're going to take that theme and they're going to duplicate that theme, right? So they're going to go here, for example, express one, they're going to click on actions, duplicate. And what they're going to do when they duplicate it is it's going to be loading here, and I'm going to rename this. Okay. So let's say I'm going to call it, okay, express, and then copy of express. And then I'm going to put maybe the date, for example, and I'm going to put blue color change, okay? So right here. And so what you're going to do, you're going to name every single theme with the actual development thing, that the feature, the development requirement that's there, so you can easily go back and forth. You can easily see what was done in every single step. Why do you need to do that? A few things. Number one is you don't want the developer working on the live site, because if they make mistakes, or you haven't tested yet, or while they're developing and making things, actual visitors are going to see it because it's the live site. So rule number one is you never want developer to work on the live theme. Okay, that's number one. That's why you have duplicates. Okay, number two is when they work on it, you're going to do a few things. So number one, you duplicate, either you or developer is going to duplicate the theme, and you're going to tell them only work on this. Do not work on the live one. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, while they're working on it, you do not want to customize the theme, because if you customize the theme right here, for example, change the logos and things like that, then when they work on this one and they actually set it live, anything you did on the customize will not be available on yours, and it's really hard to copy that. You can't actually copy it. Okay, so what you need to do is when you give the requirement, you duplicate it and say work on this, and you pause all customizations. You can still manage products and orders and all that stuff, but anything under the customize right here, you cannot do. You got to wait for them. This is the most basic flow. There's many ways to do it, but this will fit 90% of most Shopify sites. Okay. So what you do is you wait for them to finish. When they finish, they're going to actually click here on actions and preview. You can either preview or you can right click and click on copy link and you can give it to someone, right? So for example, I can click here and on preview, and then you can verify it. You can make sure that the developer did what they did. You test the site, you make orders, you click around, you use your mobile phone, you use your desktop, etc. You can use it within the preview. When it's good and ready to go, what you do is you click on actions, either you or developer, and you're going to click on publish. Okay, so let's do that right now, and I'm going to publish it, right? So I previewed and I tested and tested and tested, and then you're going to click on publish. So now you have this here, right? And then now you have the old version. Okay, so what happens is number one is you made it organized, so you tested before it went live. Number two, you didn't interrupt the actual live site. Number three, you have a better flow, and then the fourth one, you can actually revert. If you actually launch something and then you suddenly found some kind of bug that you didn't discover while you were testing, you can always go back and you can click here on publish, and then you have both versions and you can ask them to fix. So now you have a way to have your code managed. You have an order, you have a flow, like an organization. You can revert back, you can test it, you can carefully give it, and then you have a better flow, right? And you don't have to do duplicate things. So for example, I've seen recently that some developers, they work on the live theme and then there's duplicates and there's custom, or maybe they work on the duplicated theme, but someone the store owner customized it, and then when they launched it they lost things. So this is the best flow to have it organized, test correctly, make sure one is working at one feature at a time you're working, and everything's organized and really well. So hope this makes sense. If you have any questions about anything I mentioned here, or things more advanced, you want to know how to really do more complicated deployments, or anything, or how to work with your developer, stuff like that, let me know. Hope you enjoy this video. It's a really simple one, and I hope it makes sense for you guys. Thank you guys.